Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual, man. You guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history. And in this video, I want to talk about the story of Scottie Pippen, how he tried to derail the Chicago Bulls' second three-peat during the 97-98 season, guys. You know, a lot of you guys might remember Scottie Pippen missed half the season in 1998 with the foot surgery that he had in the offseason. Except Scottie Pippen tried to derail the Bulls' second three-peat, right? Because of his personal grudge with the ownership of the Chicago Bulls, he tried to derail the Bulls team by delaying that foot surgery until the season started. Instead of getting it done in the offseason in the summer after the championship, after the finals, he decided to wait and to have the surgery to screw the Bulls organization and essentially, like I said, derail the Bulls three-peat. And we're going to talk about in this video because, once again, you know, when people talk about Scottie Pippen these days, they talk about Scottie Pippen, like I said, like if he was Michael Jordan now. And like he never did anything wrong, Scottie Pippen, right? He was the greatest all-around player in the 90s. He was the second best player of the 90s. He was the real leader. It wasn't Michael Jordan. All this stuff that they say now about Scottie Pippen. And I've told you guys, when you put Scottie Pippen in perspective and you give context behind the career and you really dig down and you look at the things that Michael Jordan did for Scottie Pippen to help him, to ingratiate him, to get the most out of him so he could be the best version of himself, so he could be the Scottie Pippen that we remember now. And then you see the way that it's crazy, guys. And we're going to talk about in this video, man. Scottie Pippen trying to derail Michael Jordan's Chicago Bulls second three-peat. And I'm going to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly humbled, man. Shout out to everybody in the membership. Anyone, like I said, that donate to my channel, anyone that leaves a comment, you guys like the videos, you subscribe. It means a lot, guys. Thank you very much, man. It really does, guys. We must continue to stand up, set the record straight here, guys. So thank you very much. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, excuse me for a second. I want to talk about Scottie Pippen and how he tried to derail the Chicago Bulls' second three-peat during the 97-98 season. Now, during the Last Dance documentary, you guys have probably remember the segment there about Scottie Pippen and the surgery and how he, elected to wait until the season started to have the surgery and, how Michael Jordan felt about that. And Michael Jordan, basically said, Scottie Pippen was wrong for that, for doing that. And, he didn't think that Scottie Pippen, should have did that. And he said that in the Last Dance documentary. And, Scottie Pippen took offense to that in the Last Dance doc. He got upset because, once again, Scottie Pippen feels as if he should never be painted in a negative light. You can't say anything about Scottie Pippen. Once again, Scottie Pippen doesn't want you to know the facts. So he didn't appreciate the fact that they talked about him not wanting to go into the game during the 1994 Eastern Conference semifinal against the New York Knicks. He didn't want them to talk about that in the Last Dance documentary. Right, Scottie Pippen like, oh, they never talk negative about Michael Jordan, but they had to talk negative about me, and they had to bring this up about... Once again, we're telling the story, Scottie Pippen. We're giving you the context here. We're stating the facts. That's what they were doing in the Last Dance documentary, man. They were setting the record straight. They talked about a lot of things. They talked about Michael Jordan's father, right? They talked about him going and playing baseball. They talked about him, all these kinds of different aspects, man. Once again, these people getting upset, someone like Scottie Pippen, because Michael Jordan was the best player in the team. He was the real leader. He was the game's greatest player. These guys are all upset and bitter and jealous of that now. Remember, never be jealous or envious of another grown man, another grown-up. Envy and jealousy, guys, is no way to live your life, right? We're not going to have the same things as other people. So never be concerned about what other people have that you don't have, because there are probably things that you have that they don't have. So remember that. Remember, guys, the monetary things, right? All that materialism, that's not important in life. And a lot of people, someone like Scottie Pippen, was very jealous of Michael Jordan's money, very jealous of Michael Jordan's fame, the celebrity of Michael Jordan. Scottie Pippen's very jealous. Even to this day, he's still very bitter and jealous about the money that he did not receive from the Chicago Bulls, that contract that he was under. So, in the Last Dance documentary, they talk about these things, right? And Scottie Pippen knows he was wrong. He was wrong for delaying the surgery until October. So at the end of the 1997 season, right, the Bulls won the championship, right? Scottie Pippen had a sore foot, whatever was going on with his foot. I don't remember exactly what it was. But he was supposed to have surgery in June after the finals were over. But Scottie Pippen decided to delay that surgery until October, right? Enjoy his summer, like he would say, enjoy his summertime, and wait to have the surgery in October, right? When the season started, and instead of electing to have it done in the offseason so that he could be ready to go by the beginning of the next year. Scottie Pippen made a selfish decision, right? And that's what Michael Jordan basically said. He called Scottie Pippen selfish because he delayed the surgery until the season. Now, what we're talking about when he calls him selfish, because you're basically trying to take out your frustrations with the management on your teammates. Whatever Scottie Pippen felt, and whatever he had going on with Jerry Reinsdorf or Jerry Krause, right? The contract that he signed, the money that he was not making, however way he felt about those things, that should not have impacted the team. He should not let that impact the team because, once again, Michael Jordan, all the guys that were on that team, Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc, Luke Longley, Ron Harper, Steve Kerr, Randy Brown, none of these guys had anything to do with Scottie Pippen's money. None of them had anything to do with that. That's on Scottie Pippen. Whatever was going on behind the scenes with the management had nothing to do with any of the players on that team other than Scottie Pippen. That was his business. That's on him. Whatever he didn't get, whatever he felt he was deserved that they didn't give him, had nothing to do with the Bulls. So once again, Scottie Pippen understood that he made a selfish decision, right? That impacted the team. That could have impacted the team. It could have derailed them. And this is part of the greatness that we're alluding to and talking about with Michael Jordan. When people say, oh, he's 1-9 without Pippen and, he never won without Scottie Pippen. Once again, you guys point to another great player that's won without help. Only Michael Jordan cannot have help in his career. All the other great players, they can have help. Once again, I ask anybody out there, you point to another player in NBA's history that's won 6 or more championships with as much help as Michael Jordan had, or as little as help as Michael Jordan had. Name them. There's no one else in NBA's history that won 6 championships with one all-star teammate, and that guy being Scottie Pippen. No one's ever done it. So once again, Michael Jordan did more with less and in less time. So those are the facts. But when we think about Scottie Pippen not being there for what he missed, 38 games, I believe, in that 97-98 season, the Bulls went 27-11 without him. With guys like Tony Kukoc stepping up, guys like Dennis Rodman and Ron Harper, the Luke Longleys. These are the guys that were stepping up without Scottie Pippen there. And the Bulls were still very, very good. Great without him. 27-11 without Scottie Pippen in the lineup, guys. I believe they won 62-20 that season. 62-20 that year. When Scottie Pippen missed, 38 games. They still won 60-plus games. For their third straight season, they won 60-plus games, guys. It's unheard of. Never lost 3 games in a row, even without Scottie Pippen there. Michael Jordan led the Bulls, never lost 3 in a row, guys, during that first 38 games. Meanwhile, I told you, Michael Jordan's first retirement, and then after the 93 season, the Bulls had 2 losing streaks of 3-plus games in the first 11 games. The first 11 games. They had 2 3-game losing streaks without Michael Jordan. The first 11 games, guys. Those are the facts. That's the dynamic between Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. So Scottie Pippen tried to derail the Bulls' second three-peat. He tried to mess up Michael Jordan and Rodman and Harper and Kukoc. He messed with Phil Jackson when he elected to have that foot surgery. You made it all about yourself and your personal battle with the Bulls management. Instead of, like I said, being a true professional and understanding that your team has nothing to do with that. Your teammates, they were depending on you and counting on you. And once again, that was another time that Michael Jordan was left hanging by Scottie Pippen, and Michael Jordan did not throw Scottie Pippen under the bus. He did not destroy him all through the media, all through the newspapers, and Scottie Pippen wasn't there. The same thing that Michael Jordan could have done in '89 when Scottie Pippen missed Game 6 after he got elbowed in the head and missed the whole game, played 2 minutes in that game. Michael Jordan didn't blame Scottie Pippen and call him soft or saying he's got to get tougher. I need him. I'm out there by myself. He didn't blame him. Same thing in 1990 when he scored 2 points in the migraine game, playing all those minutes, went 2 for 10 or 1 for 10, whatever he did. Right? Michael Jordan didn't blame Scottie Pippen after that game. What did he do? He didn't walk off early. He didn't refuse to shake hands after that Game 7. He stood on the court and they interviewed Michael Jordan. He shook everyone's hand and he said, we got to get better. We're not on their level yet. They're where we want to be. He didn't say, yeah, if Scottie would have been able to, get his act together and not have a migraine, maybe we could have won. He didn't say that, and he could have easily said that. He didn't do it, though. Never threw Scottie Pippen under the bus. All the times he could have blamed Scottie Pippen. Many games, Scottie Pippen didn't show up. Never blamed him. Remember, I told you guys, in 1991, the Eastern Conference Finals, when the Bulls finally broke through and beat the Pistons, they interviewed Michael Jordan on the court after Game 4. And the first names that he said was Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant. Those are the first names he said. Yeah, the development of guys like Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, they allowed us to get past these guys. It was them. He didn't say, yeah, I'm out there carrying these guys. I'm out there averaging 30 plus, doing this, doing that. He gave props to his teammates for the development, for them coming along and being the reason why they were able to get past them. All these years later, people forget about that. Scottie Pippen forget about that. Continues to talk nonsense. So when we think about the 1998 season, and I tell you guys, Scottie Pippen tried to derail the Bulls' second three-peat, and it didn't work. It did not work. He made a personal decision for himself, right? A selfish personal decision. And once again, Michael Jordan was able to galvanize the teammates around him. Galvanize Rodman and Kukoc and Harper and Longley and Kerr and Brown and Burrell. Right? They were able to galvanize all these guys. Bison Dele and Bill Wennington. All these guys. He galvanized all those players, and they were able to still be 27-11. Still be a dominant team without their second best player. That's what Michael Jordan did. Dennis Rodman, guys, missed a lot of regular season games when he came to the Bulls in that second three-peat. He missed several regular season games. And Michael Jordan still led the Bulls to victories without Dennis Rodman there. And he led them to victories without Scottie Pippen there. Remember, all Michael Jordan needed was a little bit of help. And that's why I laugh when they always bring up Scottie Pippen or Dennis Rodman. Only Michael Jordan's not allowed to have any help. No help. He's supposed to do everything by himself. And then when he was doing that, they knock him for his grind. But they celebrate players today for putting up stats on mediocre teams. But Michael Jordan didn't get celebrated for his stats when he was losing to the Pistons, when he was losing to the Celtics and putting up quote-unquote stats. All I keep hearing is 1-9 without Pippen. Can't go both ways. The facts remain. Scottie Pippen tried to sabotage the second three-peat, and Michael Jordan's leadership, the greatness of Michael Jordan, did not allow the Bulls to fall off. Like I said, they still won 60-plus games, and they still won an NBA championship in 1998. Even in the finals, when Scottie Pippen was hobbled in Game 6, limping around out there being a decoy, essentially, Michael Jordan still was able to dig down deep, right? Dig deep, and score more than half the points for his team, and have the leadership to close out the series in the greatest three-play sequence in the history of the game. Right? It wasn't Scottie Pippen's great defensive play on Karl Malone. It was Michael Jordan's. It was Michael Jordan's high IQ play against Karl Malone and John Stockton. It was Michael Jordan with the quick 2-for-1 layup, not Scottie Pippen. And it was Michael Jordan who hit the last shot. Remember, it was Michael Jordan, guys, who only touched the ball at the end of that game. No other player on the Chicago Bulls touched the basketball for the last couple of possessions that the Bulls had. It was Michael Jordan, and that's it, guys. No Pippen, no Rodman, no Kukoc, no one. It was Michael Jordan, guys. Carrying the Bulls to the victory, leading them to the victory, like he always did, no matter what. No excuses for Michael Jordan. But Scottie Pippen had a bunch of excuses, right? And Scottie Pippen felt that he was right by delaying that surgery. That's why I say he made a selfish move, because he took it personal that the Bulls were talking about trading him behind his back, right, for Tracy McGrady, essentially. They were going to trade Scottie Pippen, I believe, and Luke Longley for a couple of draft picks from the Boston Celtics. This supposedly was already going to happen. They were going to trade Pippen and Longley to the Boston Celtics for like 2 draft picks, and one of the draft picks was going to be Tracy McGrady. And Michael Jordan didn't want them to trade Scottie Pippen. He never wanted them to trade Scottie Pippen. Not for Tracy McGrady, not for Sean Kemp, Not for anybody. He always appreciated and respected Scottie Pippen. And you have to also understand that Michael Jordan put a lot into Scottie Pippen. He put a lot of energy, time, effort into the development of Scottie Pippen that today people don't want to give Michael Jordan any credit for. Michael Jordan deserves a lot of credit for seeing the potential in Scottie Pippen that the coaching staff said Scottie Pippen did not see in himself. This is why Scottie Pippen himself said what? When I first came to the NBA, I didn't take it as serious as I should have those first 2 years. So essentially what Scottie Pippen's saying is that he cost Michael Jordan championships. He cost Michael Jordan opportunities those first couple of years he was on the team because he didn't take it serious like he should have. So that exposes the 1-9 without Pippen, because when Pippen got to the team, he wasn't taking it serious. And Michael Jordan had to push this guy and extract that out of him. He had to get him to understand and realize that there's something inside of you. You have to be a greater competitor. You have to give more effort. You have to want it more. You have to be mentally prepared, mentally strong. Pippen was none of those things. This is what he learned from Michael Jordan, how to be a true professional, how to be a true competitor, how to win. And what did Scottie Pippen do all those years later? Instead of being a true professional, like I said, being a true teammate, he attempted to sabotage the Bulls' second three-peat for his own selfish reasons, because he wasn't making enough money or they were going to trade him away, whatever the case may be. Scottie Pippen made a personal decision and, like I said, did not think about the team. The team. And this is why I laugh when Scottie Pippen talks about how great of a teammate he was. It don't add up. Scottie Pippen talks a lot, right? And once again, he's trying to rewrite history. Oh, I was a greater teammate than Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was always yelling at guys. He really thinks that people getting yelled at, or Michael Jordan using harsh language, or Michael Jordan being quote-unquote mean to them, like that really changes any dynamic of Michael Jordan or how he's viewed. This is how we know all this about Michael Jordan. That goes in being a competitor. This goes to his greatness, why we respect Michael Jordan, because he led by example. He didn't just yell at guys and tell guys to do what I do, or do what I say, not as I do. He went out there and led by example. Whatever he wanted them to do, whatever he was telling them to do, he was doing himself. You lead by example. Scottie Pippen wasn't doing that, right? He talks all that stuff about how much of a leader he was and how he was the guy that they ran to and Michael Jordan would get on them and they would confide in Scottie Pippen. That same Scottie Pippen didn't want to go in the game, right, against the New York Knicks. That same Scottie Pippen didn't want Tony Kukoc to get any shine. That same Scottie Pippen that turned around and called Phil Jackson a racist because he put Tony Kukoc in the game to take a last-second shot. And then Scottie Pippen tried to disguise that hatred, that disgusting comment, by saying, well, I feel like I earned the right to take the last-second shot all the years that I put in there, and this guy just came to the team, and you're giving him What are you talking about, Scottie Pippen? The Chicago Bulls gave you an opportunity to make a last-second shot, and you missed it. They gave you opportunities many times to be a last-second guy, to make a shot at the end of games, to be a closer. And you were never that guy, Scottie Pippen. You could never shoot the ball like a Tony Kukoc. You were never known for being a clutch-time guy like that. Tony Kukoc was actually known for being a guy that could knock down clutch baskets. He was known for having a stroke, a shot. That wasn't you. So you weren't a great teammate because you did not allow Tony Kukoc to be great. You hindered his moment. You jacked it all up because you wanted to be selfish and make it a personal thing and then flip it into a racist decision or some slight against you. You were never that guy. Once again, Scottie Pippen thought he was somebody that he wasn't. He thought he was Michael Jordan. You were never that dude. You can't shoot. Do you want to win or not? And Phil Jackson made a right call to give it to Tony Kukoc. And what happened? He bailed you out. Instead of the Knicks going up 3-0, it was a 2-1 lead because of Tony Kukoc's heroics. Scottie Pippen wasn't being a great teammate, and he wasn't being a great teammate when he delayed the surgery until October. That was a personal decision, and he tried to derail the Bulls' second three-peat to throw it back in the ownership's face. And it backfired on him. It backfired because the Bulls were still great without him, which proved that Scottie Pippen wasn't this huge X factor that they want you to believe all these years later. Michael Jordan just needed some help. So he had guys like Rodman. He had guys like Harper and Kukoc to pick up the slack. And Michael Jordan was always known for galvanizing the team, right? And getting the most out of these guys. Those are the facts. But once again, Michael Jordan never held that against Scottie Pippen. He never threw him under the bus during the season. He brought up in the last dance all those years later because he was right. And Scottie Pippen was upset about it. That's your decision, Scottie Pippen. That's your history. That's your legacy. You see what I'm saying with these guys? They try to rewrite history and bend reality. And they never want to be called out for the things that they happen in their careers. All they want to do is be celebrated, but they never want to be criticized. It don't go that way. And Scottie Pippen was upset that they were going to trade him. He was upset he wasn't getting paid the money he thought he earned. And yes, Scottie Pippen was underpaid. But that's not the fault of your teammates. That goes to you, and that's between you and the ownership. So for you trying to derail the championship run, the three-peat, the Bulls, that wasn't affecting the ownership. That was affecting your teammates. What if the Bulls would have flailed out that season? Scottie Pippen missed 38 games. The Bulls start the season off 11-27, not 27-11. Then what happens? What if the Bulls are scrambling to make a playoffs in 1998 because of Scottie Pippen? That could have easily happened. Dennis Rodman could have went down. Michael Jordan could have got an injury. The Bulls could have been all jacked up because of a selfish decision from Scottie Pippen. But once again, guys, that didn't happen. Why is that? Because Michael Jordan's toughness, the grit, the heart, the leadership of Michael Jordan. If you guys remember, in 1998, Michael Jordan approached the game a little bit differently. He was dunking the ball a lot more than he did in the previous couple of seasons, 96, 97, when he came back from the retirement. He was dunking the ball a lot more. He was going to the hole, the rim a lot more in 98. Right? He had to change the game, the approach to the game, because Scottie Pippen wasn't there. Right? So you lose Scottie Pippen's production out there on both sides of the ball. The slashing ability of Scottie Pippen and his defensive presence. You miss those things with Scottie Pippen not being there. So Michael Jordan had to pick it up. Rodman had to pick it up. Harper had to pick it up. Kukoc had to pick it up. Everyone had to pick it up a little bit. And Michael Jordan, once again, changed the game, changed his approach to the game and started driving the ball more, getting more to the free throw line and doing more dunks in the 98 season, guys. Those are the facts. You guys know the deal, man. Scottie Pippen, once again, he tried to derail the Bulls' second three-peat by being a selfish teammate. And all these years later, he talks about Michael Jordan being selfish and how Michael Jordan wasn't a great teammate. He tried to call Michael Jordan selfish for the first retirement. The man's father was killed. Scottie Pippen did not go to his father, did not give Michael Jordan any condolences about his father, even admitted that. He avoided that. He purposely did not give Michael Jordan's family or give Michael Jordan any condolences for his father dying on purpose because Scottie Pippen was personally upset. Like, these are things that we're talking about. We're talking about Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan winning with someone like Scottie Pippen. The mental fragile state of a Scottie Pippen. The mental weakness, the baby of Scottie Pippen. The envy, jealous nature of a Scottie Pippen. He's like a big kid out there. That's why Michael Jordan was a big brother to him. He had to be the enforcer and pick Scottie Pippen up off the floor and pat him on the back and stand behind him and say, I got your back, man. Don't be a punk. Because that's Scottie Pippen. He's a punk. Ungrateful punk. We won't talk about how Michael Jordan went to the charity game for Scottie Pippen right after he retired in 94. Right? Scottie Pippen won't talk about that. He'll just say, yeah, Michael Jordan was selfish. He retired after the 93 season and he left us. Michael Jordan's father was murdered. He didn't just up and leave. The dude was literally murdered. Like, what are we talking about here, man? See, Scottie Pippen don't want to talk about stuff. You didn't even say anything to Michael Jordan about that. And once again, guys, the facts remain. Michael Jordan came out of retirement for Scottie Pippen's charity event because Scottie Pippen's charity event was not selling tickets. There was no one coming to the charity event. It wasn't selling like he thought it would. And what happened? He asked Michael Jordan to show up. He basically begged him for help. And Michael Jordan obliged. He wasn't even playing anymore. He was retired. And he still came back for the charity event and dropped 50 points on Scottie Pippen in that charity event and led his team to the win in Scottie Pippen charity. And the tickets sold out. Scottie Pippen never want to bring those kind of things up or talk about this stuff. Michael Jordan did a lot for Scottie Pippen, man. He's ungrateful. And he tried to derail the second three-peat. And no one talks about this stuff. With a foot injury surgery that you delayed have. That was a dirtbag move, man. That's Scottie Pippen, guys. And Michael Jordan went 6-0 with that kind of guy, with that guy's mentality. jealous, envious teammate. All these years later, we finding out that Scottie Pippen was jealous of Michael Jordan, envious of Michael Jordan all these years. Dude's a fake dude, man. He's fake, Scottie Pippen, man. He's a terrible human being, man. Michael Jordan went out of his way to ingratiate and help Scottie Pippen. Everything that Scottie Pippen got on the court, he owes a lot to Michael Jordan, man. This is why Scottie Pippen asked Michael Jordan to induct him in the Hall of Fame. You're a complete hypocrite, Scottie Pippen. You make no sense. And you're a dirtbag for trying to derail the three-peat, man. But Michael Jordan, once again, and galvanized his teammates. Phil Jackson, galvanizing the team. And kept them on track during that season. And they were able to complete the second three-peat. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.